So I'm Sonia Solicari, I'm Director of the Museum of the Home, and I'm here in the home and studio of the incredible Richard Slee.
These were the first things I made, which are not from a description of a mantelpiece, but what I saw them as about time. These kind of two emoji kind of faces, kind of very modern, these are very kind of the classic, clock face. But the clock movements are going backwards.
Oh, yes.
So we're going backwards in time.
Oh, my goodness. And these are just quietly ticking away as you're finishing the work
Yeah.
So it's kind of a race against time and a moving back in time.
So that's one piece. The other kind of one that's completed, well, not completed actually, of a Toby jugs. One of the Toby jugs is described as being kind of pot belly and things like that, but it says a dirty yellow at the top and a dirty green below. Mm-hmm. He is going to be facing this man, and they're basically facing each other off.
Yeah, so this is interesting with the clocks as well, which are connected, and now these, because I suppose one would imagine a mantelpiece, the objects facing outwards. To the room, but we made the decision to have them in conversation.
But nothing is against the wall here anyway.
Yes.
So kind of that's been one of the things that's been at the back of my mind.
So what is going on with the noses? Where does the ceramic stop in there, in the nose and the latex? Oh, it's all the way through. Oh.
Yeah. But it's a bit of a mess as far as the painting goes. The thing is, I just got out of practice, and for painting, you got to be really quite relaxed, because the originals, people were making hundreds of these a day.
Yeah.
And it just kind of just one brush stroke. And to try and replicate that is really difficult.
So just for people who don't maybe understand the process involved in making a hand-built piece of ceramics, you built this from scratch. There's no mould involved.
There's no mould, no at all. The technique is basically it's a coiled pot, so it's made hollow. What I do is I take an existing model and just basically divide it up so I can scale it up and get somewhere near the right proportions. It is a copy in a way, but not a copy. It'll take me a couple of days to get him up to this height, because you have to dry him off so it doesn't flop down. And then there's another couple of days just whittling away and adding bits and carving bits.
But this kind of scaling up, the enlarged size of the Toby jug, that's one of the differences between an original Toby jug.
Well, they have been kind of big ones before, but in ceramics you get things like big jugs that are totally useless, but they were probably made as things which are promotional, to advertise for a factory or ceremonial or something like that. But it's a nice scale for me to work at. Not very comfortable making very small things.
So a lot of the things here are supersized. The cigarette.
Yeah. There's lots in the description and lots about smoking. So I've made 2 big ashtrays. We kind of find that kind of like smoking so disgusting these days, and kind of it's something about kind of addiction and kind of trying to give up smoking. I don't know. It's very difficult for me to describe, but it just seemed right. And this one seemed to fit into Bolton because it was more like a chimney. So,
and I suppose because when you were saying that the Toby jug originally was described as a dirty yellow and a dirty green, I wonder whether there was an element of nicotine stain on it, because a lot of objects in those homes would have taken
I did toy with the idea of using dust at one point, and then I kind of thought that's just going to be impossible. How to do that, and it becomes more like illustration and theatrical.
Yes, quite.
I didn't want to become too theatrical either. Yeah. So we got this kind of smoking still life with these. Now shell cases keep on kind of coming up. So there's a whole a little army of these.
How many scenes are there in total?
10.
10?
Yeah. Another one is yet to be finished. It's going to have a clock dial there with hands, and this is from Time Transfixed. It's a copy of the clock.
Oh.
And a candlestick. And also reverses a black, very black hole. Now it becomes a bit more hazy as what goes with what and what I'm going to make. This is a clock called Ghost. It's my idea of a kind of ghostly kind of figure. The clocks are going the right way round, but we kind of hopefully the second hand is a bit creepy.
Yeah, and it's at an angle. It's
it'll be
a
slight
moving like a ghost across
but it's animated.
Yes.
There's another description of a carved wooden dog, which is this very period-looking Scotty.
Oh, his eyes.
Very popular at the time.
Do you ever make something and think, that's so cute?
Yes.
Yeah. You fall in love with your own pieces. And
I really enjoyed making that, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure why. It's just something so different.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Another dog, which is kind of there's a description of a Staffordshire dog.
Yeah.
It says given to a fractious child to cuddle, and it says a pair.
Yeah, that's genius. They're fused together.
Yeah. So it's a Janus kind of looking to the future, looking to the past.
Yeah, that is brilliant. I've never seen that done before because Staffordshire dogs have been, there's been a lot of people who played with the idea of them.
Yeah.
And yet that kind of fusing, because it counteracts the idea, because they were part of the end of that flatback movement.
Well, I did start off thinking about kind of a flatback, and then I remembered these mantelpieces are not going to be against the wall.
Yeah, so it's kind of playing around with that idea as well.
Yeah. There's the block woolly cat.
So I think this might be my favourite.
Oh.
It just kind of stands out, it's kind of draws you in, doesn't it? It's you're like, oh.
Yeah, he's a bit kind of, he's not cute.
No.
And there's a description of a Chinese bowl and a vase. And there's lots of kind of things with bowls full of things, kind of junk. And this one will have these haven't been glazed yet, but and there'll be more knitting needles as kind of knitting needles come flowers. So that's that. And there's also descriptions of elephants. Elephants come up a lot.
It must have been in fashion at the time.
Yeah. So my idea at the moment is that I can combine the cubist or decoy-ish elephants with a forest of these. These are kind of candlesticks. So they're appearing.
I thought they were real candles from this corner of my eye, and now I can see that they're completely made of ceramic.
So it's got a combination of brass ones, patinated ones, and I've got hundreds of these.
But the set of 3 is quite interesting, isn't it? Because it was a way decoratively for people to start to undermine symmetry. Because although they're ordered in their own way, the set of 3 of different sizes is kind of like the beginning of the move away from that, same height at the sides going down and then up to the central thing.
So that's my idea at the moment. I'm not quite sure. I've got to play around and see whether it works or not. But the idea that it would be a very close group of these, and the elephants kind of appearing out of the jungle. And there's a description of a reading lamp. And this is a copy of a designer called Etling. It's contemporary, it's kind of 1930s.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. This is very much in progress. There's often description of envelopes and kind of pieces of paper and things like that. So a spike with and envelopes.
Oh, that's brilliant. This seems really important, doesn't it? Because it takes the mantelpiece away from being just a decorative space to being
yeah. There is a description of a office kind of mantelpiece.
Yeah. But even, I suppose, putting your invitations...
but a lot of it, like the student one I mentioned, has lots of bits of paper.
Yes.
It's a transient space. This is new. It's a pile of stuff.
Yeah. Just household stuff, isn't it? Just bits and bobs.
The title of this odds and ends.
Yeah.
What are the things on here then? We've got
envelopes, buttons, paper clips. They're not in scale. That was kind of the thing. I just thought, I don't know. To add to the confusion, I think what I wanted the viewer just to look at it and discover things in it.
Yeah.
And to add to their confusion, there's kind of like a pencil stub, kind of twisted piece of kind of wire, some needles, hair clips.
Some more tacks.
Yeah.
Furniture tacks.
Yeah.